Hey friends, welcome back to Nose to My Nervous System, a podcast about understanding your nervous system so you can move through hard moments with a little more calm and a lot less self-blame. I'm Erin, a mom, therapist, and creator of the Mind Circuit app. It's a simple nervous system friendly tool for moments when your body needs support before your brain can catch up.
Death, again, is no match for love. Death loses to love every single time. It's up to us. Keep the love alive. Keep that going, to keep the
Hey
fire, the
friends,
embers
welcome
of
back
that
to Nose to My
into a
Nervous System,
full-fledged
a
conflagration.
podcast about understanding your nervous system so you can move through hard moments with a little more calm
Today,
and
I
a
am
lot less
so grateful
self-blame.
and
I'm
honored to be
Erin,
joined by
a mom,
Michael
therapist,
Cogdill.
and creator of
He's
the
an
Mind Circuit
Emmy-winning
app.
journalist and author,
It's a simple
happily
nervous system friendly
newlywed.
tool for moments when your
Michael's
body
work
needs
has
support
reached
before
millions
your
through
brain can
NBC,
catch up.
MSNBC, CNN, and his award-winning books. His latest book includes a children's story about a wise man and a horse, and it shows through storytelling and helps us guide us through loss and reminds us we're not alone. So honored to welcome you to Nose to My Nervous System.
Great title, by the way. I love that. Erin, I'm very honored to be here. So honored to join you today. You and the audience.
I appreciate that. I'd like to just get down to it. So what
Let's do it.
first drew you to writing for children? And was there a
I-
moment that spoke to you?
There was. This was years ago. I was on the air at the time, and I didn't have time to do it. I started my first book in a cardboard box in the garage.
Oh my goodness.
After a trip to Hilton Head Island, I'd seen a young man in a power wheelchair out on the beach. Young man. I don't think he'd ever taken a solitary step his entire life. And you sometimes you go on vacation and you're working hard, and you get your backside in the sand and your mind off in the wilds of every kind of worry, and you're not really there. You're
Yeah.
not really appreciating what you've been given. I look at him, I looked at my legs and thought, they work. And I take them for granted. I take all of this for granted. Stop taking it for granted. So I started writing a little book called Cracker the Crab in the Sideways Afternoon. On a cardboard box in the garage, and it's all about the fact that crabs walk sideways. And it has a very strong anti-bullying theme. I was blessed to go into literally hundreds of schools and churches, touch the lives of tens of thousands of school children with the message, is it ever okay to make fun of someone in a wheelchair? And of course, the children say, absolutely not. That's crazy. Because every time somebody makes fun of you because of who you are, how you look, how you walk, how you dress, what your mother or father does for a living, it's every bit as wrong. And it reaches them. You would see it come up in their eyes, especially in those Title I schools where most of the children are on free breakfast and free lunch in this country. It resonated. That got me started. And that's what started me as a children's writer. I was writing a novel at the same time, but writing for children makes a better writer out of any writer. It really does.
I love that. I love that story. I worked for years in Chicago Public Schools in Title I, so I know exactly.
Right.
What is it that makes you a better writer, makes you want to do the storytelling when it comes to children? Why do you feel that that is something that forces that creative envelope? And
Mhm.
why did you go with the bullying and feeling safe?
I am an ACOA, Erin. My father was a very, very violent in his day, alcoholic. I grew up with that as our family secret. My first memory as a child is watching my father. I was 3.5, watching my father beat my mother unmercifully on the floor. And I remember her, she got him off of her. My mother was a very athletic woman. Scooped me up, took me to the bedroom. There was blood all over me. I don't know whose blood it was, mine or hers. And that got me started on all kinds of writing, the novel as well. Fast forward through high school, I was a very quiet kid, but I wanted to be on TV. And I was a small town boy from Western North Carolina. And people would say, they never let people like you on television. Are you stupid? And I didn't believe that. I didn't believe them. And I had a couple of teachers who really encouraged that, who said, you can do whatever you set your mind to if you work hard enough at it. Sure enough, by the grace of God, it happened. But I carried the memory, I carried the codependency of that childhood with me. I carried it into my first marriage. I had to unlearn many things. And just as a point of pride, point of love, my dad hit bottom when I was 17. It bounced into the most beautiful man you would ever meet in your life. He and my mom had 25 grand years together. And he was so remorseful. He made amends throughout. But I tell audiences in my speaking, don't use him as an example. If a man raises his hand to you, run. If he even offers to, run, ladies. Don't put up with it. And that's the central message. I have human dignity as a central message to everything I try to do, especially among women. I became a caretaker of my mom when I was a little kid, and that's not a little kid's job. And so if you're doing it, and I want to hear yours. I define codependency as the willingness to do for people what they are more than willing and must learn to do for themselves. It took me a long time to figure that out, and my wonderful wife is the same way. We're both recovering codependents, and so in children's work and in adult novels, that theme of respect yourself, disbelieve those who don't respect you, move apart from that, answer a calling that you can just barely hear it. It's so high, and believe that you can run your way upward, not downward into the swale of what causes all of that. My dad was a child of shame, or Great Depression, raised in poverty, and he had to shed the shame of it all. I'm a big believer in Brene Brown. I'm sure you've read everything she's ever written so far about the power of shame to destroy a human life.
The only emotion that I feel just we need to evolve past. It doesn't provide any guidance or anything healthy when it comes to information for us.
There is nothing noble in shame, and it's especially destructive to men because men then internalize it and weaponize it against their own families, against the people they love. My dad did it, and he had to unlearn that. And the love of my wonderful mom helped with that. My mom, by the way, died in this room I'm sitting in 5 years ago, 5 years and a few days. But Erin, it was beautiful, it was peaceful, it was loving. She died with her hand in mine. So this is a hallowed place to me. And the theme of this new book is love. Death has no answer to love. Death is no match for love. Love overwhelms it. And so those we love, we adopt into ourselves and we carry them with us everywhere we go. So there is no benediction to love in death. And that has helped to get me through in many, many respects. My wonderful wife, the same way. Her father was an alcoholic, got into recovery, made a hero of himself in the recovery movement, loved his little girl so deeply. But he had his own torment, Erin, and he took his own life when she was an adult. It still is shattering to her. That's part of what drives her as a physician and nurse practitioner. This to love and care for people, to lean into mental health as the center of all health. And we kind of answer that. We try to answer that calling as a couple as well.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing such deep and personal stories. Um, it- it's not easy to share those things. And so I really want to draw attention to that and say thank you. And
Right. You're so kind. You're welcome.
for, well, for our listeners, it's good for them to recognize that this is not always an easy topic. And
Right.
sharing these stories, these personal stories, when it comes to mental health, can be overwhelming. And we're
Right.
not comfortable with being vulnerable. So any
Correct.
example that we can share out in the world, I think is much needed and beautiful. So thank you.
You're so kind. And especially for men. So many men in this country are walking around with this volcano fomenting inside them, this hot lava of so many unrequited, undealt with emotions, undealt with shame that goes back into their, whatever is it, high school football, little league baseball, theater, whatever. Somewhere someone shamed him and he's wearing it. He's harboring it and won't deal with it. Won't journal it, won't seek help. Gentlemen, takes a man, seek professional help. You're a man, you're not a god. Seek professional help. Be better for yourself and the people around you. That's a central message to what I did when I was on the air and now that I'm off.
Thank you. That was beautiful. It's shame. It just becomes such the trauma root and it
Right.
just festers.
It does. It does.
And it's not something you can take care of yourself.
No, and it will get worse with time. because we get into the company of those who like to press on the wound, press on the bruise, heap shame upon us, and it takes a real man to realize I didn't deserve that. I don't deserve to live like that, and the people around me certainly don't deserve to be the catch basins for my rage, for my shame. And I urge people so much in evangelicalism, and I am a Christian, but I am not a supporter of this notion that there's a God who wants people living in violence, emotional or otherwise. If you are living in that sort of not just unhappiness, that sort of peril, that kind of indeed it is own kind of shame, run, get out, you matter. An absolute imperative, and I try to urge people toward that. And don't let your children see it either. Keep going back and taking them either.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Um, Before we run out of time, would you be willing to share a little bit of your progress?
Oh yeah, the book. Sure thing. I've got it right here. This book was illustrated by a bona fide superstar. His name is George Pachepsov.
Gorgeous.
He was compared to Picasso and Chagall all over the world. He was 7 years old. He's now a 33-year-old Harvard grad working at Apollo. But you can see he could illustrate like this when he was about 18 months old.
Oh,
Like
my
literally,
goodness.
the first thing he sold, he was 18 months old.
And what is his name again?
George Pachepsov. He's Ukrainian. He's the son of Ukrainian immigrants. A wonderful young man. He's a bona fide genius. His emphasis at Harvard was statistics. Like really, yeah, he's just a great guy. And so this book is all about a little girl, her Nana, and a horse named Joe. As we know, horses don't live as long as little girls who grow into young women and who gain lives of their own and must go. They must go and go to school. They must go and have a family. Well, Joe had to stay. So what ends up happening? Well, what you have here is a story of loss. But what's on the flip side of the loss? There's a Nana. And Nana proves herself very, very wise. And so in the end, Jess goes from a little girl to a grown woman. And here we go. And she asks out loud, "Where did my Joe go?" "Oh, he is so near," Nana hugged. "You and Joe will never part. Joe and you will play forever through the meadows of our hearts." Jess closed her eyes and smiled. "You know it's true," she said. "I see us now. By the river in the fields. I feel his gentle way, easing my broken heart to heal." Jess and Nana walked a long while in the shade by the river, and to smell the sweetness of the hay, swishing away the heat of the day. Into memories they often go, there to romp and ride and love with their sweet forever Joe. Everybody's got a Joe.
Oh, thank you.
You're so sweet. Everybody's got a Joe. You know, my mother was a Joe. My father was a Joe. I grieve them both, but I also celebrate them. I get to love them. They get to love me on. The death, again, is no match for love. Death loses to love every single time. It's up to us. Keep love alive. Keep that going, to keep the fire, the embers of that into a full-fledged conflagration, a beautiful one inside of us. That's what I hope this book will do for children and the child within us all, every one of us.
Certainly hope so. If people want to learn about the book, get the book, how do they find out?
It's easy. Heartstrongbooks.com. That's HEART books.com. That is our website. We have a wonderful sales agent, Bill O'Donnell. He ran publishing for Disney, was right hand to Bob Iger at Disney, then went on to National Geographic, ran publishing there. We have quite a great pipeline. So, and that book is sort of the headline piece right now on heartstrongbooks.com. And I would be honored if someone can reach out to me. I'll sign the book, send it to them, and they receive the audiobook read by me, such as I am, for free. They're at heartstrongbooks.com.
So many words of wisdom that you've shared with us today. What would you suggest, though, or what do you see as being helpful to get a person to make those first couple of steps, or have that aha moment that what I'm in isn't healthy and it's not serving me or my family? Me trying to fix it or make it better, it's just keeping it going.
It takes a person reaching the state of bereft, I think. And I did it as a high school kid. And, so many wives, so many husbands of alcoholics, they stave off that bereft. Well, I can do this. I must do this. We're married, right? I must do this. And it's the same with children who are in addiction. I have a great friend. He's fallen ill of late. He's a Baptist minister. Story about him. He came out to his congregation. This is probably 15 years ago, and I reported on him on television. Stood up before his congregation and came out as an addict of hardcore pornography. As it turns out, a lot of ministers, many of them, he will tell you, he's written a wonderful book about it. This is academic. Have a problem with pornography, and he had to hit bottom, and he did. And his congregation embraced him. He said the demographic that embraced him most was the senior adult women. He said they loved me like that. I had a dozen moms, 2 dozen moms, and they just put their arms around me. And of course, he recovered the marriage, survived it. But he would send me a text, and I miss these texts as he's not able to do it now. And at the end, he would put the letters YNG. This is a great antidote to codependency. What do you think that stands for? YNG, Aaron. I say the audience, turn your wheels. What does that stand for?
I'm assuming you.
That's it. You're, it's very powerful. You're not God.
God. Aha.
Stop trying to be God for people in your life. You're not God. So many codependents in a de facto way think they are. I can live with this. I can fix this. Here, I'll pick her up again. She's down on the floor. I'll pick him up again. He's down on the floor. Stop. Stop. Let him get down there with the higher power. Let the higher power lift him up. Like, you carry on with your life. Walk out and don't come back. Protect yourself, protect your children, especially.
Well,
Very
I don't
important.
think people realize that when they step in to fix it all, they're stopping that person from having the opportunity to make a change,
Enable it.
robbing the
Correct.
opportunity away from them. And that's the last thing you want to do.
Correct. You hold somebody off that hard fall, then they never really confront accountability. They're never really accountable to themselves or anyone else. It's almost like spoiling a child. You don't give a child candy every time the child wants candy. We do that with addicts all the time. We do that with abusive personalities all the time. The Hemingway had a great way of saying it. Don't get caught in the terrain of the bull. His fascination with bullfighting. Don't stand there and just take it over and over and over again. But ACOAs, codependents, they tend to do that. Yeah, and it makes no sense whatsoever when we carry on and keep doing it.
Doesn't, but humans like our humans like knowing what to expect. Even if the
Correct.
norm is unhealthy, we can
Right.
at least know what it is, right? And so we
Right.
just repeat these unhealthy patterns over and over.
Right. It's like I say to people, if you feel tense, if you have trouble relaxing, if your whole life is a ball of myelin, just nerves bound up like a baseball with a covering on it, you got a problem only you can fix.
Mhm.
And it's typically a problem that is contributed to by those around you and what you're trying to do for them over and over and over again. And there's no sense of relaxation. I'm a huge Dodger baseball fan, and of course Shohei Ohtani has become the greatest of all time. He can pitch, he can hit. And I tell people, watch Shohei Ohtani at the plate. Great Japanese player he is, still as a church with that bat in his hand. He stands there perfectly still. The look on his face, complete calm. Like guy's about to throw a baseball 100 miles an hour at him. Completely calm. That's the creation of greatness. Greatness in everything, every endeavor. Family, childhood, school, every endeavor benefits from that.
Being calm and present and in your body,
Correct.
stuck in your head.
Yes. And that carousel of gotta do, over and over and over again.
Thank you again. This went in a completely different direction, and I love it. Appreciate your time.
Always, Aaron, always. You call me anytime. And again, bravo, the work you are doing to heal the world. And this great country needs it more than ever. My wonderful wife and I have been able to travel abroad, travel all over the world, and we come back here. We love our country, and we don't like seeing it so angry. Other parts of the world are not this angry, not even close. And we have some recovery to do, and you're part of that.
We can absolutely heal as a country
Sure can.
together, healthy way.
Sure can. Sure can. The Civil War, the most costly war of American history, has a lot to say to us right now.
Absolutely. We need to learn from our history.
Correct.
Now, if somebody wants to reach out to you, have you speak all these lovely words of wisdom or your children books, how do they reach you? How do they find you?
I am hanging it all out there, Aaron. LinkedIn, Facebook, Michael Cogdill LLC. There's Michael Cogdill. That's my former TV page with thousands of followers that I managed to retain. And I try to stay active on there. I try to contribute to the zeitgeist, contribute to the national discourse in an uplifting way. But people can reach me there via Messenger. You can reach me directly via LinkedIn, and I'll be honored. And I answer everybody. So don't worry about
He
it.
does.
You're so sweet. It might take me a day or so, but it's coming. You will get an answer from me. Nobody's that busy. You got to answer your text, answer your messages.
I couldn't agree more. Again, thank you so much. I'm so honored to have you here,
My honor. Thank you so much, Aaron.
and I appreciate your time.
A joy. God's peace to you.
Thank you for listening and joining Notes to My Nervous System. If this spoke to you, please leave a review and subscribe. Unless you're giving me a negative review, then keep that to yourself. If listening stirred anything and you don't want to sit in it, Mind Circuit is a regulation app designed for moments just like this. It's not therapy. It's just a short guided reset you can use before sleep, after stress, or when your thoughts just won't slow down. But in the meantime, if it feels okay, let's do a quick little reset. Take a deep breath and let your eyes gently track left, right, left, right. You don't need to change your breath. Just let it happen. If your mind wandered, that's fine. If it didn't, that's fine too. You're just going to pause here and take one slow deep breath in and out. And again, let your eyes gently track left to right, back and forth. Left, right, left, right. And now you can come back to whatever's next in your life. And as always, please be kind to your own wiring.